Called the loudest in the NFL. We are inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about $7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
On the ready. 56 is the mic.
And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Second and 10 at the 18-yard line.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson forced out to his left. He'll try and run it. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. From the gun, Jackson eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. Now it's Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Play action. It's Jackson. And the Chiefs are going to get him. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Chris Jones picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there, and that's exactly what happened on that play.
Here's Hill on the return. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it's Chiefs football. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Check 4.
They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Damian Williams, 39 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
At the 31-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Mike, 53.
Jackson. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Jackson. Roberts has it. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
At the 36-yard line.
Check. Lucky.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
Right there.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Check. 53, Mike. Check. 53.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, there defensively to make the play. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they're going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. LaShawn McCoy, 60 yards. And the Chiefs strike quickly here for 6 points. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
The point after is good. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Butker now to kick this one away. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Jackson now steps away to his left. Now he'll turn, and that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. To try again after the sack. Jackson has got his man. It's Andrews. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Terrell Suggs. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. Throwing is Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Terrell Suggs able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Cut! 56 to Mike. 56 is the Mike. Rush. 56, Mike, 56. Watch the backer. 56 to Mike, boys, 56.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson, his throw caught right around the 6. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Mike's 56. Oh, here we go. Oh. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56.
From the gun on third down, Jackson flush to his right. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to fourth down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
56, the mark, boys, 56.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Williams. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
First carry now for the backup, LaShawn McCoy.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Patrick Owasor came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Here's Mahomes to throw. They find some open field here. And they'll spot him at the 3-yard line.
So first thing that crossed my mind is, why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. After the interception, here's Jackson. And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 50, the 30, 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Good job. Good job.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
He's going deep for Brown. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, but it'll be second down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go. He's got a man. Complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, Coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
Here we go, D.
They start the second half here with Williams. Tackle made there by Chris Wormley.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here we go. 48 Mike.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. They give it to Williams, running right. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Here's Jackson to throw. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. To throw is Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, 65 yards. And the Ravens cut into that lead. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Jackson from the shotgun. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Williams. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
48, Mike. 48, orbit. Watch a slant, watch a slant. Watch a slant. Hey, alert 48. Alert. Hey, we gonna Mike the 48 right now. Let's go. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Chris Jones able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's got this down to the 35. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. Here's Jackson being chased out left. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he's trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he's got it. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Under 10. Under 10. 10. He's coming. Double up. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Let him roll.
From the gun, Jackson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Now Jackson on the move to his left, and a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go under pressure again, and down he goes again. We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Mahomes now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. An 8-yard gain, so that gets him halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. When they need to play on 3rd down, you kind of know what direction the ball's going, but the defense knew it too.
Yeah, it's a good call because they wanted to put 2 men on him, and they did. Dare him to throw into double coverage. Really what you're saying is, let's see if one of your other receivers can beat us.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. Returnable for Thomas. Now, a nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on the 4th down try.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Yellow, 180. Let's go. Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
Running on first down with Ware. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2. All the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 42 yards. And the Chiefs take advantage of the turnover and put up 6. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. He's going deep for Brown. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard.
Taking it right down Broadway. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
That's it. There we go. There we go.
Butker on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Ingram, and he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. From just shy of midfield, Jackson, pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Terrell Suggs getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now it's Jackson, and he's going to go down again. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Jackson. And now here is another interception. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
To throw again on 2nd down, Mahomes. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. They'll run it with Williams. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. 2nd and goal from the 1.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. Check 43. He's coming. We got double up. We're done.
Mahomes now on the sneak, and I don't think he got in. The big bodies up front held him at the 1. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So this one in the win column for Kansas City, and I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done, really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple, although I set you up by saying game balls, plural. But I
like where we're going with this, though. You say one to represent, like the best player of all of that. And I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.